See it? Okay, and we can go to the presentation. Okay, so let's talk about the jewelry photography mistakes and how to avoid and fix them. Just to give you an idea, I spend a lot of time on Instagram. Yeah, just seeing what's going on with new brands, up and coming brands, brands that already made it big. And I really would like to analyze why successful brands are successful and the growing businesses just keep on growing and just don't get to the place where they want to be. So I kind of like gathered quite a lot of insights about all of that, and I would love to share that with you. So if you agree with something, do let me know. If you don't agree with something, again, let me know, because recently I did an Instagram post saying like something very similar to this topic, saying, you know, a few things that you should never do on your Instagram account. And one of them was like photographing jewelry on wooden surfaces and pebbles, which is something that we're going to touch a little bit on today. And people were like, just going crazy. Some of them are like, yes, I 100% agree. And others were like, no, I've been photographing jewelry on, you know, on pebbles like my whole life and it's been perfect. And yeah, so let's have that discussion, because I would love to expand on that and explain why is it exactly that I'm not a huge fan of pebbles and wood and especially plants. But yeah, we're gonna get to that. I'm going to open the chat button one more time. Okay, there we go. So just as I mentioned before, comment and be in for a chance to win the jewelry on a model photography course. Spoke a little bit about that already. Okay, so first of all, before we delve into the mistakes that I see jewelry businesses make, first I want you to fully understand why should you care? Why should you care about jewelry images? And how do they impact sales? And I don't want to talk about that just from my personal perspective, because, you know, it's just like very biased opinion. I want to share some statistics with you. So according to a survey conducted by Adobe, we all love them, 67% of consumers say that the quality of a product image is very important when making a purchase decision. I don't know how many of you would not be able to agree with that. Like whenever you buy anything, it doesn't have to be jewelry. Whenever you go buy like an outfit, like a new pair of trousers, a gift for someone, you do look at what that product looks like all in the pictures, right? So yeah, it completely makes sense. Another study shows that 95% of online shoppers reported that product images are the most important factor in their purchasing decisions. Again, I could not agree more. There have been multiple times when I actually went to buy jewelry for myself. I'm an avid jewelry lover. Yeah, I saw the most beautiful custom-made rings, for example, with stones, you know, like one of a kind. And I just never ended up buying them because I didn't have any photos of models. Oh, can anyone here talk? Oh, not sure what you mean. Can everyone hear me okay? Please drop me in a chat, like, can you hear me all right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, nice. Thanks, Migla. Okay, awesome. So yeah, it is so important, right? So for example, if someone's searching for a gold necklace online and they find exactly the same necklace from 2 different shops, and if one of the shops has like a very beautiful presentation of the product and another one has very dull visual look about it all, obviously you're going to buy the same product from a brand that represents everything so much nicer, right? I've actually been preparing for another presentation, and I found that was, I wish I could share it here, but basically I found the same curved chain. One of them cost, I think it was £7, and it was a beautiful image taken off Amazon. And another cost over £1,000 because obviously it was solid gold and everything, and it had a terrible image. I think someone's struggling to hear me. Oh no, I don't know what to do. maybe try to reconnect and yeah, see what's going on because my microphone's going. Maybe try to leave the chat and go in again and let me know how that goes. Where was I? So yeah, so if you, and that like one curb chain was photographed very well, but it was £7. Another curb chain was photographed like genuinely terribly, and that was over grand. And I was like, I personally would go for the first one, you know, because it looks beautiful. I know it's going to look good on me. And the person who's selling it clearly cares about the brand. Okay, so this is a little screenshot video of a client that we were working with a couple of years ago. So this is what their website looked like before they changed photographs. Nothing changed, like branding hasn't changed, nothing, just the photographs. So that was before, and this is after. All it took was one model photo shoot, one product photo shoot, and a few e-commerce photos. This is like such a huge change. I don't know if you can see it, but you know, it's massive for me personally. Like I would trust the brand after the, you know, the glow up so much more than I would have before. So in online shoppers' minds, high quality images equal high quality products. You put, like personally, if I see a brand put effort into their brand messaging, into their packaging, into their general customer journey and experience, and into their web design, into their social media, if they're active on social media, I trust them because I see that, you know, they engage with their audience. I can see that they're engaging with everyone else. They're investing into their photography and into their image. And I automatically assume that the quality of their product is actually high because someone that takes care of their branding as much as they do, surely they would not make cheap products. They would not send off faulty, unchecked products either. So yeah, my point is always that cheap mass-produced jewelry can be made to look luxurious, and then carefully crafted artisan items can be made to look absolutely worthless. And I see that on Instagram genuinely every single day. Every single day, if I go to my explore page on Instagram, I can see within 5 minutes, I can find one brand that makes amazing jewelry, you know, like beautiful, beautiful gemstone, like diamond jewelry. But she just, you know, the creator only takes photos on their phone with poor lights, you know, with dirty hands or whatever, and that item just looks bad. And then again, I see so many people that just import products from even AliExpress. They import them, sell them on, and they have hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram because they have built an amazing brand around it using gorgeous photographs. So let me toss in another statistic in there. So a study by the jewelry retailer found that high quality photographs lead to significant increase in sales, just as we spoke about. So I don't want to repeat myself too much. This study found that sales of engagement rings increased by 64% when the company switched to high quality photography. Switch the photographer, switch the concepts, switch the mood board that you follow during the photography process, you have an increase, or by, you know, by what's it called? Vice versa, like you see a massive decrease of engagement with your photographs. So be very, very, very careful with who you choose as a photographer. If you photograph the items yourself, can you do that in high quality or not? And yeah, so I feel like photography is such an important thing to think about when marketing your business. And then another digital marketing agency noticed that jewelry retailers who invest in professional photography and retouching is a very important aspect here, especially if you produce e-commerce images. You need to have them like 100% amazing. They can see an average increase in sales of 30 to 50%. Again, this is huge. If you make £1,000 a day, you can make £1,500 a day, literally just by having increased your content quality. Okay, I've been blabbing around a little bit. Let's talk about 5 jewelry photography mistakes independent business owners make. I do want to I don't know, I do want to highlight the independent business owners make. I'm talking about brands that have up to 100K followers, who might not have in-house photographers, who might not have 10, 20 years of experience in the business, people that are still searching for their brand and their essence, or maybe they're just starting right now. And one of the most important things is that I'm going to ask you not to take anything that I say here personally, because in personal life, I've noticed a lot that it's so easy to receive praise from your close environment. So for example, I do something and I show it to, my family or my friends, and I'm like, what do you think about it? And obviously they're going to say, yes, it's very, very nice. Well done. I see you worked very hard for it, when creating it. So they're just going to give you praise. But the problem with that is that there's no constructive criticism in there. If you have a person that can criticize your work constructively, you are very, very lucky, and keep that person next to you like a lot, because the last thing you want is someone that just 100% praises whatever you do without telling you exactly where you're going wrong. So I'm here, I'm that person, I'm that friend who's going to say, this is wrong, this is good, do this and don't do that. So if you have any questions afterwards, we're going to do like a little Q&A. Do ask me about, what's wrong with my business and like, what could I change? And I would love to analyze it, because that brings me to another thing. A lot of people messaged me previously and they were like, can you show us the bad examples of product photography? Can you show us, what not to do? And apart from talking about it, I can't really show other people's work and be like, this is bad. Do you know what I mean? Because they took a lot of effort taking that photograph, and you know what I mean. So if you are very brave, if you have a lot of willingness to learn from your mistakes, do drop your Instagram handle in the chat. And at the end of everything, we can just go on your actual Instagram account and see where, oh, amazing. Thank you so much. You're already messaging me about it. And we're going to check your account and see exactly what mistakes you are making and what fixes we can offer, like easy fixes for you, because a lot of the time it's just one little thing that needs to be changed and that's it. And that can, show huge impact to your sales. So thank you so much. Do drop me your Instagram accounts, and I'm going to try not to blabber too much and actually check them out. Okay, so number one mistake that I see everyone make is poor lighting. And I know this sounds very basic, but hear me out. It's so easy to change. If only people understood that taking a photograph in nice lights requires no professional gear. It requires no expensive equipment. All you need is sunlight. So, okay, maybe if you live in the UK, you're going to be like, no, it rains all the time. There's no sunshine. I've been in the UK. I've stayed there for 7 years. I started my jewelry photography business right there, working solely with natural sunlight. And living in Lithuania right now, where we had 5 minutes of sunshine in January, I think, I still managed to do it. So trust me, you need sunlight to create gorgeous photographs. Because if you shoot everything on a dull day with loads of clouds, you get the dullness in your photographs. The color of the jewelry can appear dull, distorted, or washed out, especially if you photograph gemstones. And I'm not necessarily talking about diamonds, zirconias, like anything. They need shine. They need sunlight to spread the light, right? To kind of look photogenic and look fantastic. Then image quality. Whenever you photograph in low light, that means that you need to lift your ISO, which leads to grainy images, which is something, again, that you don't want, because in editing and post-production, that can cause quite a lot of trouble. So I feel like I'm doing loads of hand gestures. I'm gonna like calm down and hold my cup of tea. And then again, no shadows. No shadows is a huge issue, because I'm going to show you an example of what an image with heavy shadows and no shadows looks like, as long as they're well controlled using foam boards. And shadows give that extra soulful aspect to the photograph. And that's why when I say photograph on a sunny day, I don't mean that, you know, sun shines on the completely opposite side of the house and you're shooting, you know, just in a little shadow. No, I mean, shoot in the sunshine, like where the sun touches the surface. So I want you to go to the comment section and let me know if these photographs, what do you think? Have they been taken using natural light, something that I just mentioned before, like, you know, direct sunlight, or studio light? Because they have heavy shadows, they could be taken in any way. Anyone? Okay, natural light. Okay, studio light. Natalia, Migla, natural light. Studio, oh my God, guys, you're like 50-50. I don't think I can tell the difference. Okay, so these photographs have been taken with natural light. Not a single piece of studio equipment has been used. So now let's go to the other parts, other section. Can you tell the difference here? Has this been taken with natural light or studio light? Studio, natural. Okay, anyone else? Studio. Anyone else? Studio, okay, so this has a studio feel, right? That's a good question. How did you eliminate the reflection of the surroundings? I'm gonna get back to that in Q&A because that's a very, very good question. It's super easy, I promise. Natural studio, okay, this is, again, natural sunlight. No studio gear, nothing, just pure sunlight coming in from, so if you see the picture, it's all coming in from the same angle. I think I've actually photographed this in the same house where we had window, what they call like rooftop lights, and like literally the sun was just shining down at the pieces. Okay, and the last one, is this a studio light or is it a natural light? This has been taken in Bristol ages ago. Natural. Okay, this is like 100% natural light. Yes, I've actually taken this photo again in super natural light on an ironing board, extra budget friendly kind of a situation going on. I don't even think I had my current camera because this was the very beginning of my journey. So I was literally imagining quarantine, Aerosmith playing out loud. I'm in the tiniest kitchen with my partner working behind me. I'm just there shooting with a little bit of sunshine coming through the window. You don't need big, wide open professional studios to create stunning content. And I can't preach enough about it. Like this, what you can see here is the studio that we sometimes work with in Vilnius. And honestly, where I live now is just as good. This is also where I work from. You can see on the left, there's an ironing board and the tiniest piece. Oh, someone's messaging. Apologies, I'm only seeing a black screen and no audio. Can anyone else see the photos okay? Maybe try to refresh or rejoin the chat. So yeah, on the left-hand side, you can see again, there's like the tiniest little window lights coming from everything. And like I've built up boxes under one foam board to kind of like keep on chasing that light. So none of the settings that, you know, you see me create are like require crazy equipment or anything. You just need at least like this much of sunlight, literally just this much. And this is how I shoot now. You can see my dog in the middle. He's like my studio assistant now, but the settings are so simple and all you need is foam boards. So I don't know how much, yeah, everything okay here? Yeah, I'm pretty sure everything should be all right. So all you need for 100% perfect images is foam boards and understanding how to use them and to reflect the light. So you can actually screenshot this and try and recreate these sets whenever photographing with natural sunlight yourselves. So on the left-hand side, we have light coming from actually like these windows. So right from the left-hand side, so we create foam boards in this like 90-degree angle. We place them up. So the light bounces into the jewelry that we photograph. And on the right-hand side as well, I like to even photograph on the floor, putting one foam board on the floor and then 3 foam boards on each side, creating kind of this like massive light box environment, and then taking a smaller foam board to like manage the reflections in that set even easier. Okay, so this is an example of what it looks like when we shoot on a gloomy day and on a sunny day. So on the left-hand side, you see the image is not as, it doesn't have as much depth. It's a little bit cooler toned. So whenever you photograph in sunlight, like on the right-hand side, you definitely see those shadows, the jewelry is more popping. And yeah, all in all, I think sunlight just gives so much extra soul and so much extra spark to anything you do. Okay, so number 2 is bad props. And this is exactly what I was talking about in the on my Instagram post a couple of weeks ago. So wood surfaces, unflattering, especially if the wood is yellow toned. The wood usually is too textured and takes away attention of jewelry. So it's very easy to find. It's very cheap. We see a lot of nature-inspired jewelry brands use that a lot. If you're one of those, please don't, because anyone can take a picture on a wooden table. You want to show up as a brand that cares about your product. It's like, have you seen that film with Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone? What's it called? It's a rom-com where they say, be better than Gap. So yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, be better than the wood surfaces, try a little bit more. Instead, use minimal paper backgrounds instead. That's something that I love doing. Just pop to your local arts and crafts store and just buy simple A4 format, beige, white, whatever color paper. I always recommend going for neutral tones just so your jewelry pops a little bit more. And just use that as a background instead. Honestly, jewelry, simple paper card, and natural direct sunlight is and some foam boards is a perfect combination, even if you were taking photos using your iPhone. Then pebbles is a massive no. It's easy, effortless way to, again, show that your jewelry is seaside inspired or beach inspired. It's unflattering gray color as well. Like, you don't want those dull gray tones in your photographs. Instead, use stone, concrete, marble dishes, surfaces, coasters instead. Like, literally, even if you went on Etsy and Googled Etsy searched marble coaster or concrete coaster, you will find so many beautiful things, because that's one of the most amazing things when you photograph jewelry. You don't need massive props. A tiny coaster, like for your cup, is more than enough to be a beautiful background and a prop for your photo shoot. Then fake plants and flowers. Again, I don't know if you do that. I see so many jewelry businesses just buy fake flowers and photograph jewelry next to them, which is the easiest way to show that your jewelry is cheap. The worst combination is probably putting fake flowers and jewelry in a cheap Amazon light box and then taking a photo like that. Please don't do that. It's just so bad. It's so bad. So green nature and brown branches as well, a lot of the time, rarely look good in pictures. Again, I see so many jewelry makers just take a photo like holding a necklace with like loads of fresh grass as a background. That green color is not flattering, especially when it comes to more expensive jewelry or jewelry that costs more than 20 euros, 20 pounds, $20, whatever. And then the last bad prop is books. So I personally really don't like photographs taken on books, because again, they have so much texture, they have the lettering. It's very difficult to understand, like to focus on the piece of jewelry when it's just been chucked on a bunch of letters. Instead, use minimal fashion magazines, Kinfolk. There's so many independent ones. Just use those instead. Okay, so these, what do you think about dark, moody backgrounds for jewelry? I like that question. I can come back to that in Q&A. Personally, I'm a very beige, like vanilla person, but if your branding is quite dark, if your branding is all about the moody lights and if your colors in your color palettes are also like blacks, darks, I don't see anything wrong with it. I personally struggle to photograph on black backgrounds because of the reflections. Because when you photograph, jewelry already, there's so much going on. There's so many black reflections visible in it. And then when there's black bouncing from the bottom of it, if it's like, paper background that's dark, then it's even more difficult to showcase the shine of the jewelry. But at least for me, yeah, let me know if you struggle with that as well. But if that's a part of your branding, that is completely fine, absolutely fine. Because another thing I definitely want to touch on later on is reflecting your branding in your photographs. So, if your branding is this dark and moody, it would look quite strange if you just use beige colors and, marble surfaces, because that's completely off brand, right? So it kind of ties in with what I'm going to talk about now. Prop box is the answer after branding analysis. So before picking up your camera, always make sure you have your branding sorted. It can be professional, it can be non-professional. The most important thing is that you know exact color scheme. I'm talking about the proper color scheme of your business. You have to know your target audience. Who is the person that you are creating these pictures for? You have to know, oh God, a little mind blank, the aesthetic, your vision, your mission, your tone of voice when you speak to your audience, and you have to bind all that and put it all in the photographs. I know it sounds like difficult, but it's really not. If you just use Pinterest and create a general mood board for your business that you then use as a guideline when photographing products, you should be completely fine. So personally, these are the props I like the most. So they are very like subtle, neutral, and make the jewelry pop a lot. Okay, that's something I touched a little bit. So like branding what? So yeah, general branding includes vision, values, aesthetics, story, identity, purpose, position, lifestyle. Then target audience. So instead of being like, I sell jewelry to women that are 30 in Europe, that is not good at all. You need to know that you sell jewelry to Sarah that's 35, that has one kid, that earns 50K a year, who's like a fashion designer or whatever, like lives in central London, all that stuff. You need to know exactly who the person that you're targeting, not only with your marketing strategies, but also with your photographs is. And also the color palette. The color palette should definitely influence the props, the backgrounds, the everything that you choose, which kind of like would have said that answers your question as well, doesn't it? Okay, so third mistake is posting single items only, and that's only from the marketing perspective, because by taking images of single items, you miss out on opportunity to upsell. Seeing several pieces of jewelry together can inspire customers to purchase more than one item, especially if they feel they are getting a deal or want to mix and match items. It's great for website listings, but it's not catchy enough for impulse buying of Instagram feed. Instagram is all about, I don't know, like a lot. So yeah, posting a single photo once in a while is amazing, but you will sell more jewelry if you post lead necklaces, ear stacks, loads of rings on a hand. That's from my personal experience and my clients, that's what sells really, really, really well. So yeah, a buyer will find something perfect for them amongst a small selection of items. Me personally, I have an earring problem because I have 5 piercings here and none of them match. And it's driving me crazy every single time because I have jewelry, like earrings from loads of different shops, and the gold color is different, the metal finish is different, they're just different styles, because every jewelry business has their own signature style that they follow, and I end up with like a badly curated ear, and that doesn't make me happy. So if I go to, for instance, Piedi Paola, which is one of my favorite shops to buy earrings from, they already offer like packs of 3, like already pre-arranged sets of earrings, and without a doubt I just go and buy all of that because I know it's going to look amazing on my ear party thing. So according to another study, sorry, I'm just dropping all the statistics in there. Customers are 50% more likely to purchase an item when they are shown a display that features multiple products. Again, we want to be given a choice as consumers, right? We don't want to be told like, this is for you. Sometimes it's good when we make a lot of decisions in a day, but sometimes we need a small selection just to kind of like think about exactly what we want, what we don't want, and find the piece that is 100% perfect just for us. Another survey made by Shopify actually found that customers are 57% more likely to make a purchase when they see products arranged in a way that suggests a complete outfit or a look. That 100% works for me when it comes to clothes. Whenever I go shopping, I see a nice top and then immediately I want to see what it goes well with, because not necessarily I have something in my wardrobe that matches it. So that's exactly what I was talking about when it came to earrings as well. I want them to match and look good like that. Okay, so number 4 is crucial mini mistakes. Oh my God, crucial mini mistakes that are unforgivable. And personally, I make them sometimes as well, but I never post photos like that, or I edit my way out of it. So one of those things is fingerprints on the jewelry. You can see on the left-hand side, I was photographing something, didn't have time, didn't clean the jewelry, and you can see that. If I know how to edit that photo, perfect. If I don't know how to edit that photo, it just doesn't look neat. I personally would be quite concerned if I saw a photo like that on a listing that, from a website that I wanted to buy from. So yeah, always clean the jewelry before putting it on the set. Then an editable white tag. Yeah, I don't know how many of you actually use white tag when taking photos of jewelry. It's an amazing life hack. I actually created a Instagram reel showcasing how to use it. So if you haven't seen it, go find it. It's really, really good. So basically it shows how to use it and then how to edit it out very easily. So sometimes I see brands actually just post images like that, white tag there. Sometimes it's even blue tag without editing it out. For me personally, that's so unaesthetically pleasing. That's exactly what I look at when I look at the photo, especially when I know that it takes 5 seconds. It literally takes 5 seconds to edit it out if it's placed correctly. And if you know, literally one tool on Photoshop, which is stamp tool, and how to use it. Acrylic ring holders, someone's asking. I personally never used them before. So it really depends if they're visible or not. I recently saw a brand that was using them in a very, very bad way on every single listing on their website, and I really didn't like that. So yeah, it really depends on what kind of ring holders you have in mind. Then poorly managed reflections. Again, this is an example from an image that I took. And the reason for the poorly managed reflections is that one necklace is facing one way, another necklace is facing the other way. It's really difficult to make both pieces shiny when they're facing different directions. So if you can, just make life easier for yourself and place them the same direction. So the foam board that you use as the reflection management tool can bounce the light easier. Okay, and the final bit, how are we doing with time? Okay, nice. The final bit is no model images. It's not a secret model content sells more. All the jewelry businesses that are 6-7-figure clients with me, they always first come for model photo shoots whenever they release products because they just sell like, wanted to say sell like beans, but I'm not sure if that's a saying in English, is it? So basically your goal is to show what the jewelry looks like on person. Again, the number of times I haven't purchased items because I didn't know exactly what size the ring was, or the earring or whatever, what it will look like, what should I style it with is too damn high. So model images provide customers a better understanding of how the jewelry looks when worn, including size, length, and overall appearance. It's so important, especially with chains. And I know loads of Etsy sellers do, for instance, like 3 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 8 centimeters length on like a picture or like a graphic. And for me, that says nothing. I need to see on a person with a real neck, with a real chest, what exactly is the length of the necklace that I want to buy. If there's a single question along my experience as a customer, I just don't have time for it. I skip and I go find another necklace somewhere else. So your task as a jewelry business owner is to make sure that your clients don't have any questions when they go and buy from you. Oh my God, it's very difficult to talk this much. Another study found that photos of models wearing products increase conversions by up to 34%. I cannot agree with that. I'm going to tell you about the research that I've done a couple of years ago, and it didn't surprise me personally. I'm going to go through it very quickly. So basically, I looked up 30 independent jewelry businesses from my followers, mostly UK based, and grouped them 3 ways with 10 brands in each category. So group A had up to 1,000 followers. Group B had between 1 and 5,000 followers. Group C had 5,000 and more followers. Let me know if you're catching up. So basically kind of like grouped those jewelry businesses depending on how many followers they have. And I went to analyze their Instagram feeds. Sorry, there's a cheeky picture of me because like I really like it. My friend Paulina took it and was like, yes, this is where I want to insert it. So what I found, so I basically analyzed a grid of 9 images that they posted very recently on their Instagram feeds. Do you know what I mean when I say the grid of 9 images? So basically just when you open up an Instagram account, profile of a brand, and the first 9 images that you see on there. So category A, people that had up to 1,000 followers, they did not even sometimes have 1 image out of 9 that had a person wearing the jewelry. It literally could be anything, like from the fingers to the neck to like full body shots, nothing. So out of 10 brands, 4 of them didn't have a single image of their item being worn. Now, category B, between 1,000 and 5,000 followers, they had 2 model images. So two out of 9 images consisted a model shot. And category C, 5,000 followers and up, 5 out of 9 images on average had a person in it. Not surprising, right? Kind of like the more followers you have, the more successful you get along the way, the more you realize that you really have to push that content of someone wearing your jewelry. So if you're still a very product photography based business, you have to change something about it. So my question then was, does group A have small following because of no model photography? Or do they have no model photography because of the small following resulting in small sales? Right? It's a vicious circle. It's a very, very vicious circle. But you have to remember what I said previously here is that you don't need a big budget to create outstanding photographs of jewelry. So if you're one of those people, one of those business owners that's like, you know what, I just don't want to post anything. I don't want to take pictures on my phone of someone wearing my jewelry because I don't have the right camera, or I don't have the right lights, I don't have the studio space. Nah, snap out of it, because that is the worst thing to do for your business. So basically, investment equals engagement equals sales equals investment. And it's, again, like, it's a beautiful vicious circle, isn't it? So having model images on your feed builds client trust, showcases real item size, adds a human touch to the business as well. So there's actually someone to trust. Someone's behind that business that's been taking those photographs, that's been communicating with models. Image quality resonates with jewelry quality, which is something we touched on before. It increases items value as well. Psychologically, that's a fact. And it also differentiates you from competitors. Me photographing a lot of jewelry, so many jewelry businesses have that essential collection of, like, I don't know, like chain necklaces or bracelets or rings that are just daily essentials, right? And they have to make sure that their items look attractive, that their items look fantastic on their website. And how, because model images is what shows the creativity behind your brand, right? So how to create model images with little or no budget. So this is actually by our clients, ZNA Jewellery, beautiful Lithuanians living in the UK. This is one of my favorite photo shoots I've done this year with a model, Evita. So on the left-hand side, we can see a photo that I took with a £3,000 gear, my camera lenses, using natural sunlight. On the right-hand side, I took that photo on an iPhone, literally as a little backstage photo. And I put those images together and I was like, look, if I was a brand that had no budget, that only had an iPhone, I would literally invest in a professional model or just any model and would just go and start taking photographs. So what I want to say by showing these photographs is that you don't need professional gear to just go and start taking photographs, right? Okay, so all you need to do for taking stunning photographs is embracing sunlight. This is actually the exact spot where we took the images with Evita. That was the setup. Like you can literally see like the sunlight on the wall. You can see the foam boards we used. You can see the curtains behind. It's so simple, yet so effective. All you need to do is just manage those reflections and shadows with massive foam boards, one under Evita, one like each on the side. Obviously, it helps so much that the space that we have there is all white because the walls bounce light as well. Yeah, so embrace the sunlight, use your iPhone. I shot that on iPhone 12 Pro. Buy foam boards. Oh my God, just go and buy foam boards. Plan and schedule content days. Don't just procrastinate it to another time. Be like, yes, summertime's coming, loads of sunshine's coming through my window. And yeah, and then obviously learn constantly how we do time. Yeah, we have 15 minutes, perfect. And then continue learning, which brings me very quickly to the model photography course that we're launching very shortly. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's going to cover everything from branding essentials, location, makeup, wardrobe, gear, shooting processes, and it's going to be beautiful. There's also other photography courses that you can find on teachable.hotanaita.com, including jewelry photography course, like showing how to photograph jewelry at home on an ironing board, if you like. And also something that I haven't really announced publicly much, but I'm starting a smartphone jewelry photography bootcamp. It's only €50, pounds or dollars right now. It's starting 1st of June, and it's going to be a 4-week course of covering every single aspect of photographing jewelry using nothing but a smartphone camera. So for the first week, we're going to be covering photographing jewelry as like in a product lifestyle kind of a form, and it's going to be like quite practical. I'm going to give you homework to do as well, and then in the last day of the week we're going to be analyzing your work, so it's very hands-on. The second week was photographing model using an iPhone. Third week was photographing e-commerce with iPhone, and the fourth week was editing jewelry. So editing jewelry photographs. I'm going to show you all the main tools that you need to edit the photographs that you've taken during the course of the bootcamp. So that's something definitely worth checking out. You can screenshot this. It's at hotanaita.teachable.com. And yes, it's going to be fabulous. It's going to be absolutely fabulous. Oh, this is exactly what it's going to be all about. Again, feel free to take the screenshot. And yeah. Get one step closer to running a 6-figure jewelry business. I've created a code, one step, that's going to give you a 20% discount of all the services, all the courses, all the boot camps, all everything. So feel free to use that. And yes, I saw on this Instagram page a quote that nobody considers the cost of being in the same place 1 year from now. So in 1 year from now, you can be exactly where you are now. And in 1 year, you can have a 6-7-figure company. It just depends on how much work you put in. Okay, so now Q&A. Do let me know. Oh, okay, the discount, I'm going to write it here. It was 1 step. Oh. So yeah, that's a discount, 1 step. And now you can drop me any Q&As that you have. I saw, okay, so I'm just going to go through the questions before. Okay, how did you eliminate the reflections of the surroundings? Foam boards. Foam boards is literally all you need. They cost like £2 maximum in arts and crafts shop. You just go in, they have them like all laid out. Painters use them, photographers use them. So I promise you, every single arts and crafts shop is going to have that, and they're going to change your life, and they're going to change your jewelry so much. I have other workshops coming up, not workshops, webinars on the 20th and 21st, and it's going to be all about photographing model. Photographing model using an iPhone. I need to clarify exactly what they're about, but I'm going to show you what difference the foam boards make. When photographing jewelry, because it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So yeah, reflections, foam boards. What camera and lens do you use? So camera, I use Canon 5D Mark IV. There's actually a blog post on my website, hudsonaita.com, where I listed all the gear that I use. So feel free to go to check it out. The camera is 5D Mark IV, and the lens for jewelry that I use is 100mm Canon Prime fixed focus macro lens. Yes, so if you don't have any questions, feel free to drop them there. Oh, okay, so how long does it take for you to edit the photos? I sell jewelry that we have only one piece of at a time, so try to make it as quick as possible to edit. Natalia, are you from Poms and Pomegranates? Just curious. So editing photos is, it really depends. So if it's simply a photo of a model, like, chest and that's up to 10 minutes. If it's like a very high-end edit, you can do that in just a couple of minutes. If you need curves, if you need curves changing. And what was I saying? And if it's like a proper editorial, for instance, like the photos that I showed you from Z&A jewelry, where it was edited taken on a Canon and edited taken on an iPhone. So that photo, for example, took me between 30 and 45 minutes to edit, because there's so much more. There's jewelry reflections. There's obviously the skin retouch, very high end. There's the dust removal, so whenever they're like proper model shots, it can actually take up to 45 minutes. I did used to outsource someone, but I realized, nah, I actually prefer editing to photographing. So yeah, so I kind of kept it. What else? How do you organize your photos? So firstly, I upload everything on my laptop and my hard drive. Then I pop everything to Lightroom. I found this to be the easiest way to organize photographs, since I worked in a photography studio back in Bristol, because that's exactly how they did it, and that's how I started doing it as well. So I always have everything backed up a couple of times. And in the hard drive, I create a raw file folder, which I then upload to Lightroom, which has a very nice function of culling down the images. So you literally just open up all those files and use a star, 1 to 5 star kind of thing to mark your photographs. And then I choose the finalizer collection there, export everything, and start editing from there. Really, it's best to edit the raw files because they do have the most. So I feel like my voice, tone of voice, is so monotone. I'm so sorry. I really need to do some voice training. But yeah, raw files are best to edit because they contain most information. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, so exactly the same camera and lens I use, but nowhere near kind of photography. Okay, so do bear in mind that just having the gear is not gonna magically make the photographs, good or really, really high end. That's one of the icks that photographers get, is when people are like, oh, so the photos look so beautiful, your camera must be really good. And no, I can genuinely take just as nice photographs using an iPhone. The secret is knowing how to work light, how to work reflections, and what settings to use. So it's education. I've been photographing since 11 years old. I've counted that in a year, on average, I take around 560,000 photographs. So, it's practice, practice, practice. And it's been full time for the past 5 years of only photographing jewelry, like not exaggerating, at least, I don't know, like 40, 50 hours a week. So, you have to practice the skill of photography at least a couple of times a week for the photographs to actually turn out to be good. So I definitely suggest checking out the courses, YouTube videos, like as much educational information as you can have. Okay, someone messaged, the neutrals in your style are so beautiful for gold and silver jewelry. I'm struggling to make it work for colored jewelry. Example, hand knotted gemstones. They always look more beautiful in real life than in photos I've taken. You mentioned the Amazon light boxes are a no-no. Would these ever work for e-commerce product pics? Okay, so starting from the first question, hand knotted gemstones. I love photographing gemstones. I think especially on neutral backgrounds, they do look really, really good. I think the problem here is catching the right light, because you want the sunlight touching the gemstones. So that was one of the first points I've made, is when you photograph in dull lighting, the gemstones are going to look dull because they need the sunlight to like disperse the light out, right? And Amazon light boxes are a no-no. Yes, they are perfect for e-commerce photographs. That's definitely one of the things I haven't mentioned. They are no-no for creative lifestyle content, but if you need to create simply white background photographs, they're perfect for that. How do you edit reflections? No worries. How do you edit reflections? It's a long and painful process. So the secret is try to photograph with as little reflections as possible. So I am going to cover a lot of that in the bootcamp on the 1st of June when we come up to the week 4 of the editing thing, because there's so much. I wish I could just be like, oh, just this and that. But the main settings you're going to use for that are stamp tool, brush tool, stamp tool, brush tool, maybe patch tool as well. And there was another tool, but yeah, those are the absolutely the main ones. Okay. Oh, there's more. Okay, amazing. Could you explain a bit more about shutter speed? How would you decide what shutter speed to use? Okay, I'm not a technical person at all, so I kind of came up with my own formula for people like me who are not very like techie when it comes to that. So basically, my intention is to oh right, I had it written down like multiple times. So for example, I know that I want my photographs to be focused just on a piece of jewelry, like one tiny piece of jewelry, and everything else I want it to be blurry, right? So I will choose to photograph everything on f4 or f4, f5. So these are like my very basic settings. I love photographing everything on f5, and that actually saves you a lot of time when it comes to editing as well. Just a little tip. So if you photograph an f5, you need to try to make your ISO as low as possible and your shutter speed as fast as possible. So the numbers are as high as they can be. And it's literally just about balancing those things. So obviously, because you work, like especially me, like I work with natural sunlight, it changes. It's different in the morning than it's going to be in the evening. Clouds come up, you have to change the settings like quite rapidly. So I have this little like scrolly thing on my camera. I know someone in here has exactly the same camera as I do. So with that scrolly like ring thing, you can control shutter speed. So that's just going to let in more or less light into your lens. And that's how I just control the light if it changes. But basically, set the F that you want to photograph on, and then see where you can get with the lowest ISO and the fastest shutter speed. Does that make sense? It's all experimenting. Like I wish there was a formula. Like for example, when I photograph with studio flashes, because I know that they're constant, because I know that they're not changing, I know that I can photograph on f11, ISO 200, shutter speed 250. But when it comes to natural light that's changing all the time, there's just no set of settings that I use on a regular basis. So in the product photography course that I know that you are enrolled in right now, there's like, you're going to see that when I come to the practical bits of everything of shooting, I tell the settings that I'm going to be photographing with, and they come up on the screen. So you can actually kind of like copy them a little bit. And yeah, and if I change something, I'll let you know there as well. So hopefully that's going to be helpful. Okay, so I think I've answered all the questions. Do drop me anything you have again. Shall we go and check out the Instagram accounts that people posted in the very beginning? Let's start from the very beginning. I think there's only 5. So how we have 1 minute left. Do you guys want me to analyze those brands, or would you rather just wrap it up and go? Okay, yes, amazing. Okay, nice. I'm actually very excited because I have no idea what the Instagram's going to be like. I've actually offer a service. I'm not selling it on right now, but I offer a service where I help brands. Oh, okay, that's where my Zoom knowledge comes in. Okay, so we go on Instagram. We go on research. Okay, ooh, love. Hello there. Oh, that's beautiful. Those are beautiful pieces. Oh my God. Okay, so I already see that you definitely need model content, which is something that we spoke about so much. So you photograph, I assume that's you. Like it's amazing to see those shots there. And I would definitely want more variety of content because, for example, can you still see my screen? Okay. Okay, let me know. Yeah, I think you should see my screen now. Okay. So definitely like swap some things, add a model shot here, add a little bit of like lifestyle stuff. Because as far as I can see, maybe you took photos of these rings in a light box that I mentioned before. Do let me know if I'm right or not. Because like the reflections look amazing, but the background definitely could be worked on. Oh, I can see like model shots here. Like this is nice. What I see here, like this square, yeah, they're in a light box. So definitely like create more images, just with a little bit more creativity. Oh my God, these are beautiful. Okay, where did those photos go? We need this back onto your feed. One of the things that I noticed a lot of jewelry makers trip over with is like they do a photo shoot, they use the photographs once on their social media, and that's it. And like they just go down and they get forgotten, and they never reuse them again. Like those photographs are for you to reuse, recycle. You get so many new followers all the time, so do reuse them. Like these have been posted ages ago. I want to see them more. Like they're stunning, because there's it looks like a completely different brand what I see in these 9 squares and what I see like even in here. This could be a completely different brand, and this could be a completely different brand. So I think you just need consistency, scheduling in advance, and planning your content, and definitely reusing it. Because even like this photograph, I love it. Like it works so well with these photographs. So that would be my suggestion. And I would personally avoid using graphics like this as well, because this aesthetic was so gorgeous, this and that. And the lettering just, I don't know, it doesn't match the aesthetic that those photographs create. Okay, let's go back to the chat. I hope that helped. But those photographs from the photo shoot, oh my God, they're gorgeous. Okay, Heidi, love the name. Oh, no. Oh, didn't copy. One sec. Honestly, I'm so bad with technology. Okay, gonna give you a cheeky follow. Oh, I love the logo. Okay, let's see. Love the background, love the jewelry. Okay, where are the model images? Guys, come on. They don't have to be professional models. They literally can just be your cousin, your friend, like even just the little neck, like an arm, like this finger, like that is more than enough. Show your jewelry on, but they're actually reals, aren't they? But they're really nice. Yeah, definitely model photographs. I would want to have them a little bit more interesting. Maybe add a couple of props, because now they look like they've been created for your website listings just to showcase the product. I feel like Instagram requires a little bit more of creativity when it comes to it, because they're very high quality. They're absolutely great. I would just like a little bit of more excitement, like for your followers, like so they go to your page and like, oh, what she's got in, planned next, kind of thing. I know, yeah. But definitely model photographs, and I would definitely create a proper box for your jewelry business. Add loads of like little knickknacks. I just go on Zara Home, H&M Home, Etsy, all those places, and just buy a few beautiful things and experiment with them just to create more shadows and stuff like that. But I feel like the light is beautiful. Like the reflections I managed amazingly here. I'm afraid to ask, is that a light box? It doesn't look like a light box, but the reflections are managed so well. So I don't know. Do let me know. It's not a light box, no. How did you manage these reflections? Did you use foam boards? Ironing board? Yes, ironing board by the window. Yes, that's literally how I do it as well. No foam boards. Yeah, tell us the secret. Just the right angle. Yes. Okay, amazing. So what else? If you haven't left your Instagram account here and wants to be analyzed, let me know. I actually love doing this. But your jewelry is gorgeous. Okay, hello. Okay, love this model shots, this graphics. Nice, love this ring. No, this is one of those pages where I'm like, I don't really know, like what's what's wrong with it. Like it's actually very aesthetically pleasing. The only things that kind of like, I don't know, this is a little bit out of I don't know, out of aesthetic. So maybe I would have put in like a different real real background. I don't know. I think the next step for you is just like getting a professional photo shoot done. Like this, whatever this is, you need more of this. So if your feed was literally, yeah, if your feed was this and this, that'd be insane. That and like the graphics, that would make an insane account. Maybe, yeah, maybe I don't know. Like it's nice having those photographs. I'm just being harsh now because I have nothing to like to pick up on, but maybe I would start like upscaling your brand to like more pro photos because you're rocking it and your jewelry is absolutely pang. Right, what do you have? Too many stones. um Too many stones. I actually like them. They're not the pebbles that I was talking about. Like they're not the boring gray ones. Like for your brand, you're one of not many brands that actually can pull it off. Yeah, another thing I see jewelry makers post a lot as well is like behind the scenes of the actual jewelry making process, which is amazing. But I would change the background of those reels. Don't please be harsh. Another thing is baby photos. It's a very slippery line of posting personal life on a business page. I see it follows Happy Mother's Day, so it's actually quite nice. But yeah, for me personally, like some jewelry business owners post a little bit too much of their babies, and they're like, "Oh, my child is having like a birthday. This is my baby at like a river," and I don't know, it's not very professional, but I see this is following a Mother's Day, so it's very nice. And I really like these like little intervals that you have here. Another thing I could pick up on, sorry, like you asked to be harsh, and I'm trying to like give you something, like something at least. Maybe the fonts don't match on your feed. It would be very nice to have matching text fonts alongside everything. Yeah, that would be amazing. That's pretty much it. Okay, hopefully that helped. Very nice photos. Are we okay? We're on yours. Okay, thank you so much for posting. No, oh my god, why am I like this? Okay, paste. Love. Oh, is that from Poland? Love, I'll give you a cheeky follow. Nice. Oh, I like that. I like that. That's a beautiful feed. A lovely selection of model shots, of product shots. This is the image that you should continue creating. Like for me personally, this is a beautiful, beautiful shot. You can see the sunlight or continuous light in there, like beautiful shadows, beautifully managed reflections. Very, very nice. I'm not a huge fan of these images. I know they look very professional, but I don't know, because you've kind of like in here, you created this very soft, minimal, like kind of like boho. No, boho is not the right word, but very soft aesthetic. And then this pink is very like commercial, professional, like it has a little bit of a different vibe. So, but I understand what you're doing because probably one of the colors must be pink in your color palette. Oh, is it? Where's the pink coming from? Because your logo is very dark and very like sophisticated, but then your photographs are quite like soft and vanilla, like very my style. So maybe, yeah, my suggestion would be like your photographs are great. My suggestion would be just have a little bit more consistency between your branding and your photographs and the colors I use in the photographs for sure. But I love the silk. I love the marble that you use. Very nice. Again, with the lights, what you did here is amazing. Like that little bit of sunlight that just get like, I don't know, is it just me or does anyone else notice it? Like it makes the image so much more soulful in comparison to, for example, this photograph, because it's quite flat, right? But obviously there's nothing wrong with it. But I think the sunlight works really, really well for your business. I mostly, oh, what am I seeing? I mostly use white gold with the logo on websites. It's pretty cloudy in Poland. I know, I'm in Lithuania, girl, I know. But yeah, but generally like it's very, very beautiful, beautiful aesthetic. Right, what's next? Right, hello. Let's see you guys. I know, I stalked you like so much, so I know exactly what's happening. I'm very impressed just because I know that you have learned to take those photos of yourselves. It's absolutely insane. Right, what do we have? So obviously you have so much more in your content to share as well. From previous posts, I definitely would question putting the Reels text in the Instagram grid. So I said it to someone else as well. Like if you upload an Instagram, like a reel, and it doesn't really match with your aesthetic on Instagram, then I think you can definitely change the cover photo of it to kind of like match everything. These photos are very nice. So continue posting those. I saw on Etsy you have loads of really high quality product photos. Maybe try to avoid these gaps here as well. So if possible, just like make the photos square at all times, which is something that you do anyway. Like this is such an upgrade from, you know, your previous content. It's insane. I don't know. I would want a little bit more of consistency in here. These are giving me like a little bit like Abba Lion vibes, don't they? Like white, shiny, jewelry is very much in focus. So I think I would like have more of a color coordinated mixture between product and model images, just to keep it exciting, keep it mixed, keep it varied. And I think your jewelry as well, like the personalization of it, I would push more reels as well, because like that's such a strong selling point for you guys. And I saw your sales on Etsy, like you're like legends amongst all the personalized jewelry people. So yeah, I think the way that you can solve it is just use Planoly. I love that platform. I use it for my social media clients as well, where you can just upload the photos and like, you know, mix and match them and see what works really well next to each other. Yeah, did that help? Do let me know. Where else are we? I saw someone else message their Instagram handle. There's one here and there's one here. Okay, 2 last ones and I'm gonna let you go, guys. Okay. Oh, I'm just doing it again. Okay, nice. Ah, okay, Turta, I love that. It's from Urta. So that's you were saying you were left. You left a comment about the dark backgrounds for your jewelry, right? Because I see like you have like a little bit like of a darker look there. Okay, so let's start from here. I don't know. I know silver is very difficult to photograph, so yeah, I love this. Yeah, I love it. Don't love these. Sorry. Yeah, I would definitely take those out. Love this. This is exactly what you need. Like, it's very nice that you have, you know, the photographs next to each other, like the product and the model. Really like this. It has like a very natural, almost like a witchy vibe, doesn't it? Like very mysterious. Again, I see it changes a lot, doesn't it? So planning your content is key as well, because like this could be one brand, this could be completely different brand, then you know this could be completely different brand, and this again is a different brand. So I know exactly what you went through when posting these photographs. So you did like one content creation session, you created loads of photographs and just kind of like uploaded them one after another, which is so hard not to do, especially when you create like beautiful photographs like this. Like this is very, very nice. But yeah, like these, but like I personally, I could, if I were you, I would just continue my feed with this and this. Maybe like insert like a little bit of like a prop here and there. But I love this. I love this. And one thing to really keep in mind is the manicure is so important whenever like showing off rings. So obviously manicure is amazing. I would have waited until the silversmith's fingers would have washed off a little bit to take this photograph. But yeah, it's beautiful. So yeah, I think it's just the aesthetic of it all. It just needs a little bit more consistency. This is absolutely beautiful. So just planning ahead, having a few content creation sessions and planning them ahead and mixing them so you don't have these blocks of images that look the same and then the aesthetic completely changes. And one way to do that is just creating a mood board for your branding to begin with. I don't know if you've had a chance to actually, I agree completely with you what you don't like. And it's not necessarily that I don't like, it's just something that I would like pick up on personally as a buyer of your jewelry, because your items are just absolutely stunning. So yeah, I would definitely suggest doing a little bit more of branding work before taking the photographs, because that's going to help you so much. So clarifying your target audience, clarifying your color schemes. Are you all about the dark vibes, or would you like to, go for more like a grayish theme? Because I feel like deep down you prefer like more this like mystic look, because your jewelry is like very gemstony, very, I don't know. Like, I think this would suit your vibe so much more than anything else. So maybe mixing this with this and with this and these packaging shots, I think they would work really well for you, because they would also allow you to introduce more blacks into your visual color scheme. So yeah, my suggestion is definitely create a more just focus on your branding, create a Pinterest mood board, pin loads of images that you love the aesthetic of, and then optimize that mood board to kind of really end up with aesthetic that suits your business. And there was another one, just the last one, and I'm going to let you guys go. Let me know that if that was helpful or if I'm just blabbing away. Oh. And last one, Daphne. Okay. Lovely. Oh, hello. Oh, sorry, just went right into your stories. Love, beautiful jewelry, pebbles. Pebbles, no. Take away the pebbles like immediately. Oh, where are you from? Is that German? That is very nice. So yeah, I personally would take away the pebbles. That's the first thing that oh, Netherlands, Lush. So that was very uneducated of me to say that. That was German. We actually tried to move to Amsterdam a couple of months ago, but my partner's transfer didn't work out. It's such a beautiful, beautiful place. Yeah, right. Let's see. I would change things up a little bit. I see you have a lot of green color in your feed, which is definitely a challenge. I personally struggle a lot working with specific color aesthetics, not color aesthetics, but specific like colors. I think I would change this background into green paper. This paper would photograph a little bit nicer because I can see this background is a little bit glossier. There's one thing to think about when buying props as well. Don't buy the shiny or very glossy, polished props just because they're going to reflect more light. You want something to like soak light in instead. Yeah, so there's a green light, there's a green color. I would just choose different backgrounds of green. That's pretty much it. And with the pebbles, I don't know. It's a very tricky one because I think you can make this much more exciting with the type of jewelry that you create, 100%. And I think branding again is the key for that, because that green color, should represent like in your logo, because obviously that's like such a big part of your branding. Be also careful with introducing black and white photographs into your feed, because some brands do it really well, some brands slip, and you're kind of like on a verge there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I would like mix them up a little bit more, just like avoid incorporating black and white photos in there. But yeah, I would begin with changing the props, saying no to the pebbles, and changing the greens into maybe green glass cups, green glass vases. Like there's so many beautiful like vases and dishes made of, for instance, ribbed glass that you can find on Etsy that I think would work really, really well for you. But yeah, I think that's it. Oh my God. Does anyone else have any questions at all? Or is that good? Has this been helpful at all? Let me know. No worries, no worries. If you guys have any more questions, do let me know in the emails. No more questions, but just thank you for all the tips. I'm so happy. Thank you so much, guys. I'm so happy that this has been helpful. I tried to messed up this timing. Is there a reply? What do you mean? I was late to the meeting. Will you be posting the recording later? Yes, I will be posting the recording. It's going to be available for a couple of days. But everyone that's commented, thank you so much. I'm going to go through the comments and choose a person that's been most active. That I'm going to give one model plus jewelry like photography course away to when it launches, because you guys have been absolutely amazing. It's been so much fun. I've been so nervous to do this webinar. So try and join the other two. There's one being planned on the 20th and another, I'm just going to go back to my Canva thing because everything's there. Yes, on the 20th of April, there's a webinar all about planning your first model photo shoot. Oh, you did great. Thank you so much. Oh, guys, stop it. Thank you. And on the 21st of April, I'm going to show you how to photograph necklaces on a model at home. What will be the time for Amsterdam region? I don't know about the timing. I think I'm going to be doing exactly the same time because it's like 6 p.m. in the UK. Just after the people finish work, it's 8 p.m. in Lithuania, and then it's 1 p.m. for America, like for New York. So I think like this is the best time. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get so tired and just blabber complete nonsense. So yes, thank you so much. Feel free to use the discount code for the boot camp as well. So literally with the discount, it should be like 40 quid, 40 euros for a 4-week session. I promise it's gonna be banging. And yeah, thank you so much for being here, guys. And see you later.